action. Good morning, Kaylyn.
Well, hello.
How the heck are you?
Oh, good. Holiday weekends are nice, but then they're also, jam-packed with everything to do. So
what did you do? Hello, everybody. This is Intuitive Hypnotherapy Podcast. I'm Dr. Cynthia.
And I'm Kaylyn.
Hello. So what did you do for Memorial Day? What was the chaos?
We had party on Sunday, so we had kids over and grill out, and it was a lot of fun, but getting things together for people coming over. And then we always joke around about having that. What's that?
Didn't you have a bouncy house?
Yeah, we had a bounce house. I almost text you on Sunday because we had him put it in a different spot. Okay. And he couldn't get the stakes in the ground. And I almost text you and said, but no worries, he's going back for sandbags.
Safety first.
Yes, everybody had a blast. And then, Dave and I always joke around. We do a couple big kid parties a year, and we always have the after party blues, right? It was so much fun. And
bless your heart.
Now it's time to clean up.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. Did you do anything?
No, I worked on paperwork because that's how my life is right now.
Yeah.
But I did talk to my dad. He's not in the body anymore, so we do this in meditation. And there was a story about him at his celebration of life that I never heard. This is in the realm of Memorial Day. So he's a veteran, or he was a veteran. And so he had the 18-gun salute at his funeral and everything, and that was very cool. But he was on the front page of the local newspaper, and there was a story when we were entering into the Iraq War. I believe it's the Iraq War. And there was a convoy of soldiers that were going to be riding through the local highway, and he's in Kansas. He was in Inman, Kansas, so little town. And he had one of those small trucks, like a small Chevy or small Ford truck.
Yeah.
And he bought an American flag as big as the truck. And he drove it out to the highway where this convoy of soldiers that were about to be deployed was going to drive down with this flag as big as his truck. But that's the kind of patriot he was. That's the kind of human he was. And that's just and I have one of the copies of the paper that his widow gave me. And it was just, so I chatted with him yesterday and thanked him for his service. But that was a cool story about my dad, just showing love for the soldiers that were about to go off to war, and some of them he knew would come back.
Did he have it on a pole? So when he was driving, it's waving, or was it one
no,
that he
parked
his car? Okay.
No, he parked and he stood there, and he had yes, it was on a pole, but he just had this enormous flag. And he just stood out there for as long as the convoy was. And, he prepped for that. Anyway, and I didn't know about it until his celebration of life. And that was just that was a really cool story. So
and you have the
thanks,
article?
Dad. And I have the article and the picture.
Nice.
He made the front page of the news.
For good things.
Yeah. So I wanted today to do a chat and then a meditation healing on manifesting today. So when I say the word manifest or manifesting, what does that mean in your universe? What comes to mind?
Kind of dumb it down, just almost imagining this is, if I'm manifesting, I'm dreaming of what is going to come. I'm thinking about what's coming. I'm imagining this is what's going to happen, and this is how it's going to happen. I don't know. I think that's the best way I can kind of picture, imagine the future, kind of like, how do I want it to go? And
certainly,
how am I going to get there? And just kind of envisioning the steps of how we're going to get there, what it's going to look like.
Yeah, I'm same, sort of a dream, a wish.
Yeah.
If I say mock up, do you know what that means?
Rough draft, envisioning. Got it?
Yes, that's fantastic. A mock up in the psychic community is what you're asking the universe for, the specs, if you will, the blueprint. So manifesting, I find, is easier if you have a really clear mock-up. I think the universe rewards specificity.
Yes.
So I have a story. I have stories. We're storytellers, right? I have a story about specificity. So my daughter's high school, she's senior in high school, her high school basketball team, they went undefeated through the season. They were hands down favorites to win state, right? That was going to be it. And so at the beginning of the year, they all get together and they have a pack with the coaches and everything. And they have a mantra for the school year. And then they take the initials of that mantra and they carve them into, they had these little washers and they wore them as a necklace.
Huh.
And so their mantra was SCON. S as in Sam, C as in Charles, O as in ostrich, N as in Nancy. SCON. And they wouldn't tell anybody what it meant until the season was over. Okay, this is the best team in the league, right? They lost in the Elite Eight.
Oh,
that was devastating. My daughter made the front page of the news crying on
no.
as she walked off the court in that crushing defeat. So of course my heart bled for her, but my psychic neutral sense, afterwards said, okay, so what does SCON mean? And SCON meant state champs or nothing. Okay. You're like, sounds reasonable.
Right.
Well, except the universe understands the concept of dichotomy. Dichotomy is two ends.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically they were saying to the universe, we'd like state champs or we can have nothing.
I get it.
Okay. Yeah. So if we're doing a mock-up, if we're trying to manifest something, we want to be implicit in our desires. So there's a lot more people wanting the state championship in women's basketball in 2010 than there were looking for nothing.
Right.
So they got their mantra.
Right. Yeah.
They did get their mantra. Right.
That's a rough one.
That
no, it definitely is. We want this or this, and they got one of them. Just
they did get their mock-up. So when we do our mock-ups, let's put it all in the affirmative. Right? Let's not give an option for negating. And this is where we make these mock-ups, these manifestations from consciousness, because unconsciously it sounded great. State champs or nothing,
Right.
Boom or bust. We're like,
yeah.
So you have, in my estimation, manifested some pretty great things. Your husband, for example.
Yeah.
Your 6 acres, your ducks and chickens and bees. So tell me a story. How did you manifest Dave, for example?
Oh, So Dave and I have been together 17 years. This year will be 17 years. Yeah.
Wow.
And yeah. And we've only been married one.
Details.
And I think when I was younger, and it's funny because things change as you get older, right? But when I was younger, I guess what I would say I was manifesting is early 20s, I'm going to be married. I'm going to have multiple children. And as I get into adulthood, it's like, okay, well, maybe I won't be married in early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
But I met Dave when I was 18. I just turned 19. So I did meet him a while back. One of the things, and I'd even told Dave that, I want children by the time I'm 30. Like, that's just, it used to be, I wanted a lot of children in my early 20s, but then it was, just by the time I'm 30, I want one. I'm good with one. I'm good with more than one, but by the time I'm 30, it's going to happen. Sure enough, I was 30 weeks pregnant at 30. So it just worked out. Everything just kind of falls into place.
That's being specific.
It is. It was being very
That's
specific.
being specific.
Absolutely. And the house. And I'm sure people, I know we just said like dreaming, right? Daydreaming kind of, the house was kind of, when we put an offer in, it was really like, well, what am I going to do with this room? And then I'm going to do this with this room. And it was really just dreaming about when we move in, it's going to look like this, and we're going to do this. And
nice.
it all fell into place. Now, we've done that before with the house that didn't work out, but maybe it didn't work out because that was on maybe an acre or two. And then we've got this, that's on a lot more acreage. And then in, the work world, I had a very specific manifesting. And I even told one of my girlfriends this before. I was like, it happened. I'd go in, this was years ago, pre-COVID, and I did sales and marketing for a doctor's office. And I'd go into their office. I wasn't really stationed there, but I'd go into their office and I'd sit in the parking lot. And there was this corner office that, since it was on the corner, had big windows, like almost floor to ceiling on both, like on the corner, right?
Wow.
And I'd sit outside there and I'd be like, that's going to be my office. One of these days, that is going to be I was so specific. I was like, that is, and every morning that I'd go into the office, because I didn't go every day because I'd kind of travel around, but every morning I'd sit at that end of the building, even though that's not where I even went in at. I'd sit at that end of the building and be like, that's going to be my office one day. And sure enough, things worked out that even though I was not at the office regularly, it became that when I was at the office, they said, oh, why don't you use that office? So I was like, oh my gosh. So I got to kind of set up, and I wasn't there every day, but I got to set my pictures up, and I was like, it happened. The office that I've been eyeing for so long got to be my little home office. So that was a super specific, within a relatively short time frame, that I was just like, oh my gosh. When you're specific.
Yes. And everything that's happening in our world is our mock-up, consciously or otherwise. So when you can put some energy into it, because you have other offices that you work out that you didn't sit out and manifest that corner, and it works just fine, right? But so we have levels of consciousness around everything that happens in our universe. So one of my Cynthiaisms is, keep calm and choose consciousness. So you chose consciousness and went, that is what I want. You had your why, you knew the space, and it showed up for you.
Yeah.
So how cool. So do you have any other like big dreams, big manifestations that you want?
Yeah, I was kind of, this is where I need to get specific, but
Mhm.
I was talking to my mom, she came over this past weekend and we're kind of walking around and I was showing her the beehive and everything. And she said, so what do you want to do? And I
Mhm.
just kind of laughed. And I said, honestly, I said, I want to spend more time outside, more time
Mhm.
with Laura. Like our garden's starting to come along. She said, well, are you going to sell honey? Or are you going to sell your eggs? Because we've got the ducks and chickens and all that. And I
You have the
said, how funny is it
multicolored
that at
eggs
this
that are just gorgeous.
right, right. I said, how funny is it that right now I'm just so happy to give them away that
Mhm.
I'm like, all my neighbors, I knock on the door and drop off
Mhm.
eggs. And she said, my gosh, she said, with everything you're doing, you could have your own little farm stand. And I'm like,
Mhm.
we really could. I mean, we literally have a parking lot as part of our property.
No, seriously?
Yeah, we do. We do. It's about a quarter acre. It's a parking lot. I mean, it's not really
Wow.
kept up, but it's blacktop, you know?
Uh-huh.
So that is it was funny because we were just talking about that this weekend. Like, well, what do you want to do? And I'm like,
Mhm.
I want to spend more time outside and
Mhm.
you know, as we said last week, the sunshine is coming and that definitely helps
Mhm.
everybody's mood. So that's something I think I need to get some specifics on and kind of manifest that into
Do you,
fruition.
yeah, because of a couple of calls to the city, see if there's permitting that you need
Right.
to do, you know, and how much time and, because literally farm to table,
Right, right. Well, and they were
you're
talking
right
about my
there.
grandpa had a little farm stand, and my mom and her sister are twins. And they said, we used to work the farm stand. Like, that's where we started learning, like, counting money and change and working all that stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what a perfect situation for Laura to help me
Uh-huh.
out and, put it all together.
She could design the labels for your honey and
Exactly. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about what we got going on. So yeah, I need to get more specific about it, but in the future, I just
Mhm.
want to expand on what we have and, you know, play outside more.
Sounds amazing. What would you do in the winter?
Yeah, see, I actually have already started looking at like aquaponics and stuff. So to start doing some growing of vegetables and stuff in our basement, grow
Oh.
lights and water. And yeah, I wanted to start it this past winter because same thing. I'm like, what do I want to do in the winter? I want to start my seeds. I want to start
Uh-huh.
like, greens and there are a lot of things
Mhm.
you can grow inside, obviously, with the help of lights and stuff.
Mhm.
So I think that might not be something that we
Almost lost the
do.
audio there.
Oh, oops. That might not be something we do like, selling to people, but it'd be so
Right.
nice to be able to like get our salad, you know,
Sure.
for the night, like go throw, get some leaves and stuff. So that's something, like I said, I wanted to do this past winter and we haven't started because I was going to kind of start small scale and see if it was if I was interested in it.
Well, yeah, what's the electric bill going to be to get that
Exactly.
head of
Yeah.
lettuce?
And they pretty much have, and they've got so many different ways of doing it, but there's some little ways to start that I think I might start experimenting with that. And
Mhm.
then definitely, I already told my mom, I was like, I'm starting seeds sooner this year. I think I
Mhm.
started back in March, but I'll probably start them sooner next year, just to get stuff in a little bit more established before we plant. So
And this is outdoors right now,
yeah, yeah,
right before you do the basement garden.
yep, yep. So yeah, I've already thought about what can I do over the winter.
And how long is your winter there?
That's a crazy thing because I don't want to say it really gets cold until December. So maybe
Mhm.
December through February. I mean, sometimes we've got maybe a
That's
little
not
bit of
bad.
snow that, falls a little earlier, a little bit later. But I feel like once we get through February, might have a stray weird week or two in March. But for the most part,
Mhm.
by that point, we're out of it.
Really?
So
That's fantastic.
yeah, it's fairly short. And then with all the holidays and stuff, so that kind of keeps you busy. So yeah, I wasn't really getting the itch until about February or so, which is when I think it's usually the coldest here, where I was like, okay, let's start planning out the garden for the year.
Mhm.
What am I going to have?
Well, yeah, and if it's only 2 months, you know,
Right.
you wouldn't necessarily be married to having to do a big basement operation.
Right. That's why I'm thinking it might be kind of fun to, say at least we tried it and we like it or we don't like it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, you can grow some herbs.
Exactly. Exactly.
Fresh herbs that's a market too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, you're actively working on my stuff, right? Get the
Of
books,
course.
do more healing, do more soul work.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, and help my kid find her path, whatever that looks like. So I really enjoy the work I do. I really enjoy the soul work. I really enjoy being a helper.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I can do that, you know, do the deep work maybe on a grander scale, um, I think that would raise the vibration, and you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of what I'm down for. So let's help you manifest your farm stand. And I love that your mom and your aunt already did a farm stand. So you have,
Mm-hmm.
you know, trainers,
Right.
you know,
They have.
that's very cool. And whatever else, you know, whatever else is harmonious for you and Dave and Laura, and the ducks and the chickens and the bees. So with that being said, you want to play?
I'm getting over my summer cold.
I saw you joking there. Well, and hopefully the iPad will stay in place. And last week I was so in the moment, I had my eyes closed and my chair rotates, as you can see. And I was just really entranced, and I realized I had rotated like this. And then I looked at the screen and I was like, oh, hi.
Hi.
So for the listening audience, those just listening wouldn't have noticed, but anybody watching this on the YouTube. So I'll try to be, I like to be in the moment because I'm actually working the energies that I'm guiding when my eyes are closed. I say I can see better with my eyes closed because I'm seeing it with my third eye. So let's do some work on manifesting, healing anything that blocks us from getting what our heart desires, and see if we can't help the universe, the
Let's do it.
listeners. And for those that are listening, don't be driving right now. Don't be operating any heavy machinery. And let's jump in. So find a comfy place to sit or lay down. Hunker down, as they say, and go ahead and take a deep breath. And just get here. Get here, get here. And for those of you that tuned in last week, if you remember your psychic chakra balancing, you can start running that in the background. So be a point of light and put your attention behind your eyes and in between your temples. We call this your center of head. This is your sixth chakra, your third eye. And imagine that you are looking at the world from behind your eyes, specifically behind your closed eyes. Take a deep breath. And then imagine a bubble all the way around you, 3 feet in front of you, 3 feet on either side, over your head, under your feet, and 3 feet behind you. This is your bubble. This is your energy field, your personal space, your aura. And choose a color for your aura bubble today. Any color but black or white. Choose a color that feels good in your physical body, that feels good when you sit there. And then imagine a grounding cord, a tube of light that connects the base of your spine through your chair, through the floor, through all the layers of the earth, all the way down to the center of the earth. And let the center of the earth be a lawn or a meadow. And see that tube of light really ground into it. And be at kindergarten space for this. You can't do it wrong. And then as you're sitting in the center of your head, grounded in your bubble, just take a deep breath and kind of sink into your chair, or allow your muscles to soften as you relax where you're laying or sitting. And with your eyes closed, I'd like you to bring your attention to the chair beneath you. And notice how the chair, or wherever you're lounging, notice how it supports you. And allow yourself to be supported. Allow that support, that sense of being supported, to flow through your body. And notice how when you allow yourself to be supported, it allows you to relax. It allows you to sink into that chair even more. Take another deep breath. And as you do, you go deeper and deeper into relaxation. You're in the center of your head, grounded in your bubble, feeling supported. And take a deep breath. And allow the muscles of your scalp to soften and relax. Allow the small muscles around your eyes to soften and relax. Allow the muscles of your face, your jaw, to soften and relax. Allow the muscles of your neck, top of your shoulders, base of your skull, to soften and relax. Allow the muscles of your shoulders, your torso, front and back, to soften and relax. Allow the muscles of the front of your torso, your side bodies, back of your torso, to soften and relax. Allow the muscles of your upper arms, your forearms, the intrinsic muscles of your hands to soften and relax. Allow the muscles of your lower back, your hips, to soften and relax. Allow the muscles of your thighs, front, sides, and back to soften and relax. Allow the muscles around your knees, your lower legs, the muscles in your feet, all the way down to your toes, to soften and relax. Allowing your body to get heavy, heavy and comfortable, sinking into your chair, taking you deeper, deeper, deeper into relaxation. It's comfortable, soothing, safe. So as you allow yourself to get comfortable and sinking deeper down into relaxation, from the center of your head and your mind's eye, create a staircase. Feel the floor under your feet. Reach for a handrail for one hand to help guide you down. And with each step, you're going to go deeper and deeper into relaxation, deeper and deeper into your resource state, down into your subconscious mind, where all your gifts are, all your tools, where it's always there to protect you, will always tell you the truth. So as you take the first step from 5 to 4, doubling that amount of relaxation, with every natural breath, you go deeper down, deeper down, deeper down. Step 4 to step 3, as much as 10 times more relaxed. You're comfortable, safe, supported in your chair. Step 3 to step 2, even deeper still, comfortable, safe, relaxed, heavy. Step 2 to step 1, sinking into the chair all the way down, safe, comfortable, supported. And with every natural breath, you go deeper and deeper into relaxation. Your arms are heavy, your legs are heavy, and it's comfortably so to feel safe and relaxed in your chair. And at the bottom of the stairs, when you look out in front of you, you see an entryway. And as you walk through this entryway, you see a beautiful theater. And you get your choice of seats in this beautiful theater. You see the movie screen in front of you. You can be in the front row. You could be in the middle, or you can be up in the balcony. Whatever feels right in your universe and whatever feels really good for you. In the center of your head, grounded in your bubble, in your deep, deep resource state. So once you take your seat, and you can have your feet on the floor if that's comfortable, or you can be in one of those cool recliner chairs. Whatever feels right in your bones. And then up on this movie screen, this is a movie that you are writing, and that you are directing, and that you are starring in. So up on this movie screen, see yourself in your present time body. And if that's a challenge, see yourself as a stick figure. And start to develop the scene of something that you wish to manifest. Maybe you're looking for a new job, or a new car, or a new relationship. Maybe you want to have a farm stand, or sell honey from the bees in your backyard. Maybe you want to do well on a test or get accepted to a university. Whatever it is, big or small, this movie is about you, written by you, and starring you. So on your movie screen, start to see that picture develop. What do you want to see? What's the outcome that you would like? And have it in the affirmative. I would like to collect X amount of dollars every month from my position. Or I'd like to make this many new friends. Or I'd like to buy a house with this many bedrooms. There's no mock-up, too big or too small. But see it in your mind's eye. See it like it's sitting in front of you. How do you feel? How do you look? Who's with you? Is it daytime or nighttime? Are you alone or with someone? Are you inside or outside? What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel in this place? What do you smell? What might you taste? Get all of your senses involved. See it as if you're watching a movie. See it in all its glorious detail. Imagine that it is. Spend a few moments building your mock-up. And as you start to piece together your heart's desire, your wishes, your next step, see it with as much detail as you can. Feel it, hear it, see it, smell it, taste it. Get all of your senses involved. Get a visceral reaction to creating the life that you wish. And as you're looking at yourself on this movie screen, imagine that you're carrying a piece of luggage, and this piece of luggage is heavy. It's dark. And imagine this piece of luggage is all of the thoughts, the doubts, the energies that have been holding you back, that you've been dragging around, that are keeping you from your dreams. Feel that piece of luggage in your hand. Feel how it might smell musty, might be dusty, dirty, burdensome. And in your movie, see yourself letting that go. set it down, toss it in a dumpster, see it magically disappear. And notice how light you feel in your body. Notice how it makes your dream, your wish, your mock-up even brighter, even clearer, even more real. And know that you can revisit this exercise anytime to unburden other things that you're ready to let go of, to create edits in your mock-up as often as you like, whatever you need. This is a lather, rinse, repeat meditation. You can do it for many, many things. And once you've let that piece of luggage go and you see your mock-up, you see your dream, you see your wish, you see it begin to manifest. You can feel it in your physical body. You can sense it in your very DNA. So 2 things as you're watching this movie that you've directed, written, and starred in. 2 things. First off, take the entire movie screen and put a giant bubble around it. Take the energy of your mock-up and take a bit of that off of the screen and bring it into your physical body. Install it in your very being as if it's happening right now. And then when you're ready, let that movie screen with your script, with your mock-up, with what you're asking the universe to manifest, let it float up out of the theater into the sky and float up all the way to the edge of the universe, where the God of your heart, source, the universe, pure love, can get to work on your order. And know that it's happening the moment you send it off, the moment that you create it, the moment that you imagine it, the moment that you let yourself have it. So in the next few days, look for signs that your manifestation is happening. So take a deep breath and be proud of yourself for being able to create. Be proud of yourself for being able to sit here, heal yourself, get rid of some schmutz, and talk to the universe. And when you're ready, we're going to march back up those stairs. You're going to feel alive. You're going to feel awake, energized, and you're going to feel enthusiastic to take those necessary action steps to make your dreams come true, whatever they are. So feel the steps under your feet. Imagine in your mind's eye that handrail, and you're going to begin to walk up from step 1 to step 2. You might wiggle your fingers or toes. Step 2 to step 3, maybe shift in your chair. Step 3 to step 4, you feel really good on purpose, ready to get some shit done. Step 4 to step 5, eyes open, wake up, come back to the room. Hello, hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Oh, good. Very good.
I just noticed that both, at least on my screen, both of our pictures side by side say Dr. Cynthia Smith.
Oh, I'm not her. I'm Kaylyn.
No, we got to figure out how to fix that.
Oh, yeah.
So how was that for you?
That was good. That's one of my, I like doing that. I like doing the, I don't know, I guess I kind of call it daydreaming because it just puts you in a happy mood, just to see what you want and imagine that, this is what you're going to be doing and this is how it's going to happen. And it's, it just, it makes me happy. Like I said, it's kind of like daydreaming, but that's, this is what I want to happen. And I'm just imagining it and put you in a good mood.
Me too. Granted, I was guiding it, but I was there with you. And so we can ask the universe for it, but we still have to take our action steps, whatever they are. But feeling good about it, like it's attainable, like, oh, I'm already doing this.
Right.
It's kind of like, yeah. It's easier to take those action steps because you already have.
Like you said, we can't just, sit and dream about it or manifest it and then just not do anything.
Yeah. Faith without works is dead.
Didn't work that way.
Okay, my friend, do you have any takeaways for today's visit?
I don't today. I'm just kind of floating today, so I'm good.
Me too. Everybody, for our listening audience, please like and subscribe. And there's information in the show notes if you'd like to contact us for further care, or if you've got any suggestions for the show. Keep them positive. Thanks. Bye.
Bye, guys.